We starting now?
Yeah.
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
We're rolling. All right, let's jump into it then. So first, really I noticed that, for all the fans, all the people that know your guys' body of work, this is really outside of what you normally do, right? Most of the things that you guys have done so far have been, sci-fi thrillers or some sort of mystery, whether it's murder or sci-fi, whatever's going on. This is really jovial. This is a lot of comedy. So, who's the writer on this one? Those of you, Ben, correct?
Yeah.
So, what made you want to do a comedy this time? Because it's not like a little jump from where you guys are at. It's completely opposite side of the spectrum. So, what made you want to do a comedy in this one?
I think growing up, I always loved Christmas, like campy Christmas movies. And I'm like, it'd be so fun to just tell one of those stories. So I just kind of wanted to try to do one of those.
Yeah, that's great.
I want to chime in earlier. I don't think it's that big of a jump. Where even when we do the serious sci-fi films, we're always so screwing around.
You guys do have there's little bits in there. Yeah,
it's a lot of this is just this is definitely our humor. A lot of the time, I feel like it's just all of us as a group is just this is the kind of, if our lives were a movie, it'd be pretty similar to this. In my opinion.
Okay.
That's my thoughts about this.
Well, see, and that's what's great about this too, and I'm going to kind of mix up my questions then now, because that goes into something else that I wanted to ask you guys about. It's a lot of slapstick humor, right? A lot of out of left field, was not expecting that, and it just happens, and it catches you, and I'm catching myself as I'm watching this in my lunchroom at work with other people around me, and my hair, my head here, my bud's in going, and then everybody's looking at me like, what is going on with this guy? So, did you guys have a lot of moments where you had to reshoot scenes over and over and over again because you could not keep a straight face? Because I had multiple points where I'm watching this going, how are these guys not dying? How do you not have to shoot from behind them so that you can't see them breaking character constantly?
It would be during points you wouldn't expect.
Yeah.
There were definitely some parts just that shouldn't be funny, but to us on set, we're just laughing and couldn't stop and just reshoot after reshoot after reshoot. And then it is the funny moments, but you'd be surprised. It's so often that the ones that you wouldn't find funny are the ones that on set we were laughing at. But also, so many jokes were improvised and just so they were those just out of nowhere, just thought of it on the spot.
Okay, so that's perfect. That leads into another question. Did you guys get a lot of freedom from the script and from the direction, to just kind of make things up on the spot?
So, I think I'd like to take a little bit of that. I remember, at least beforehand, I was a big advocate, at least for I was asking Ben, hey, can I do some improv here? Can I do some improv here? I think even Ben was a little tired, I don't think I can improv here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I don't know, let's start at the beginning. This was the beginning of the movie. I don't know. I think it was me and Ben, we started screwing around a little bit. I think I got set a precedent, and it was a bit earlier on in filming, where especially when we were all together doing those some of the bigger scenes, it was pretty improv heavy, but back and forth a lot.
Let's have a gracious director/writer letting us do that stuff.
That can be because that can present some issues as well. Not issues, but you have a specific vision for what you want to see. And so, what was that like for you to see? Some things get made up in the moment. Was that difficult for you? Were you enjoying that?
I think it's sometimes just hard to just go with it, but when you do let them go with it, they come up with some pretty great stuff. And I think everyone's input to the film just makes it a whole lot better. So I'm grateful for all of the input.
I feel when we were starting to get used to how it would be, I think more and more we got comfortable, the more fun we had with it, and the more ideas that we threw out there, and some of it was funnier than the original material, and it just stuck. Yeah.
So you were given a lot of freedom to create those moments and then go back and go, that didn't work so great, or nope, that's perfect, keep it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Exactly.
That's great.
It's a lot of fun.
As you're writing this, again, fans will know, you guys are really close knit. You've been doing shows, theater, movies together for a long time. So when you were writing this, did you have people in mind? Were you going, okay, I'm going to write this for Bay, and this is going to be perfect for Nigel? Or did you write a story and then try and fill those roles from there?
For sure, I wrote specific roles for specific people. Like, a big thing I was telling Jackson while I was writing is, like, my fan cast forever has been Roman as Santa Claus. And so, like, I wanted Roman to play Santa Claus, but I just needed him to. And, like, characters like Nigel's character and Micah's character, I wrote parts that I thought would fit them well in this story. And I think that went pretty well. Yeah.
For sure. It was great because it was hard to tell. Like, as I'm watching this, it was hard to tell, is he writing them for them, or are they just molding into these characters that you created? So that's a testament to your writing as well as all of your acting. Really well done.
Thank you so much.
This was about 35 minutes, I think, and some change. What kind of challenges did that offer, and also what kind of freedoms did that give you now that you're not trying to work into these time constraints?
Seeing these people a lot more often. Before
Gotta get more comfortable.
With writing, even with directing Blur, I saw, I don't know why I didn't see any of these people, but with the people that were in my movie, I saw them twice. And I mean, especially because it was a lot of me, but like this movie has so many different characters that are with different, like, most of the time Bae was with Micah or I was with Nigel, but there was times where I was with Bae. And so like you're just seeing all these people so often, which gets you closer to them, for sure. And it's just, in those moments you gotta remember that you're doing this for fun, you know?
Right.
But it was a ton of fun.
And you guys have, I think, all said that so far, and you could tell throughout the movie, like, you were having fun.
Yeah.
Right, and that makes it more enjoyable for the audience. So, like, what a great thing to have such a tight-knit group of friends that get to do something that they really enjoy. Like, it reads very well on the other side of the screen. Awesome. So a lot of very interesting characters in this. A lot of quirky characters in this. I think Roman carries a little bit more of the quirkiness than the rest, and it's kind of a bummer that we don't get to hear about his development on those characters. But did you guys do any research or base any of these characters on other people in your lives? Did you just read the script and allow that to kind of embody itself as it came out while you were acting? How did you prep for these characters?
I think I have, like, the way I envision it, I have like two sides. I have like a professional side and a silly side. And during this film, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let the silly side like take Rome of this character. And throughout the movie, it was like I felt like more open because all of the choices that I were making, I was like, yeah, I would make that if I was Gabriel. Mm-hmm. It was really fun. That's
really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. What a like freeing aspect to have that like realization in your mind as an actor. Like, what would I do as that person?
I was actually talking about this earlier with Jackson, where I was like, where I had Bae as my older brother in the film, and I'm an older brother myself, so I had a kind of like role reverse with me and my brother, where I thought of a few times where it was like, I kind of thought in a way where it's like, how can I think of my dynamic with my own brother here? How would it kind of like manifest in this kind of situation? And like, how would it read if you were to say this kind of thing? Mm-hmm. So, Landon, yeah, if you're watching this, I based some of this off of you. So, yeah, no, prepare for the movie, buddy. It was, yeah, so it's just kind of an interesting role reversal there where I had to think a bit more about what I was trying to do with the character.
Yeah. So, one of my, I guess as far as cinematography, direction, one of my favorite, and I'm going to try not to spoil too much, but there's a chase scene in there where there's two people chasing the camera, essentially. And there's got to be somebody holding the camera and moving through space backwards whilst other people are jumping around and across them, all shot in one take, right? So really interesting, and I know that was you and Bae, Micah, that were chasing. Who was filming at that point?
Me and my mom, I think. Or no, it was just me.
Okay.
Yes.
What was that like for you guys to I mean, did you really have to dig into the logistics of this thing and map it out to the T, or was it kind of organic?
There's a little bit of both, honestly, where we did have to reshoot it a couple times, where I remember one time, I think I like hit the poster off the wall at one point, I like slammed into the wall a few points. But because it was kind of spontaneous in a few ways, I feel like it kind of helped in a way, or like we're going for like a kind of more whimsical almost tone. Or it kind of got fun, where I did a little got some of my improv in there. I think Bay at a certain point too was just like, okay, we got to get loose, but he was like, he was very honest. This is a good thing for Bay. He was always very professional about it, in my opinion. But he's always been like a very good thespian, in my
Yeah.
And whenever I think of Bay, I think of more professionalism, and he does it real good, in my opinion. I think he did a great job in this film. And working with him, where I haven't had a lot of time to work with Bay, especially like doing this over and over again, it definitely made the chase scenes like one of the more memorable parts of it. And it kind of got rehearsed a lot. Where I think Ben and Jackson have said this a few times. It's kind of like a TBD thing to have like one shots mixed in, and it's a lot of fun doing so.
How many locations did you guys use? I was trying to keep track as I was, because again, if you've seen some of you guys' short films and things, there's typically like kind of one location expanded. But this seemed to be, there's definitely several different houses that you were in. There was different parking lots. There was, like, you guys were all over the place, it seemed like. So I was curious as to.
I think we used 4 different locations. Because the ones that I think about, there's, we shot with Parker at Parker's house for one day. And then we filmed at the park one day. And then we filmed at both of our houses. So I'm pretty sure there's only 4.
So again, lots of slapstick, lots of improvisation as you're doing your lines and stuff. Just got to be, everybody loves, was there a time when stuff just went off the rails and you just couldn't get it back and had to restart completely because you just couldn't get yourself back into the
There's
scene?
actually a lot.
This man was the king of making us break character. This man made me laugh so much.
There was this really funny moment with all 4 of the characters where Jackson had this one specific line.
Oh.
It was.
Did it involve marshmallows?
Not.
Okay.
That one was very funny as well.
That one caught me.
But there was a moment a little bit later in the film that Jackson had to keep repeating because his delivery was so serious that like he couldn't even get it out half the time. That like it took us. I think I have like 20 takes on my phone just to Jackson repeating the same sentence again and again.
I mean, and then most times when I think about like improv and just going off the rails, we just kept it, like if like he said something improv and then he responded with improv, we were like, that's great. Just go ahead and keep that in, There was never a time where it was just too much, It could happen, but luckily we got actors who know the limits.
Yeah.
For the most part. But yeah.
So kind of just to wrap up things a little bit, hilarious. Really, really funny. Enjoyed it start to finish. I didn't know what to expect coming in. I was expecting, like I said, some sort of sci-fi thriller, something like that, and just got blindsided with just this hilarity throughout the entire film, and really enjoyed it. You guys have worked together for years now. I think everybody that's going to watch this is really going to want to know. Please tell me, dear God, this is not the last thing from TBD Productions. Do you guys have something else that you're working on, that you're working towards? That's in the. Are we trying to keep that under lock and key? We got to give them something.
You
here,
could say
right?
it's a TBD.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
No, but there's something on the way for sure.
Okay.
It's not the end of TBD.
Good.
And I don't foresee that anytime soon. Don't worry, people. More's coming. I know you want it. So.
All right. Once Upon a Winter Wonderland, absolutely excellent film for your Christmas in July. Micah, Ben, Jackson, Nigel, you guys, thank you so much for taking the time to answer some questions. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.